In this module, I'm going to show you guys how to do some labeling on the parts or on the SAT files that you guys have measured here. So I've got this frame up here. This is a seat frame. What I've got is a pivot point area. That's important to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate around a little bit. I'm going to show that area in a side view, or almost an isometric view. We'll say that I'd like it to be right about here. In this view, since this is the area right here, that is important to me. And what I've done is put some surface points on there. Let me just scroll in here with my roller, and then I'm going to hit the R key to regenerate that view. These 3 points, here's my first one, there's my second one, and right up here, right on that yellow line will be my third one. Those 3 points are surface points that I put on there to check the profile of the surface of this part. I'll rotate again just a little bit to show you what that looks like, or how it's kind of a side profile. You can see the yellow flat face right there. So I've got those 3 points right there that are very important to me with this analysis. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to put this into a report, or copy this view onto a PowerPoint presentation maybe. So what I'd like to do then is I would like to put some labels on these 3 points that I measured earlier. The way I do the labels is I go to the View menu right here, View Labels, and I'm going to create labels. Once I click on that, what comes up is all of the features that I can use to put labels on. Well, I know that those 3 points were the profile 1, 2, and 3, so I am going to highlight all 3 of them, and then I'm going to say OK. And what it does right away is if I move my cursor around, you can see it's kind of, I'm not touching the left or the right mouse key. I'm just dragging my mouse around, and you'll see there's the profile 3. That's the first one I'll be able to put a label on. Wherever I want that label to appear, I will click on my left mouse button right there. And then what I could do is put my left, or I drag again and click again with my left if I want it here. I like to get a nice straight line. It takes a little while. If that's where I want that label to appear, what I'll do is I'll just click on my right mouse key. I'm just dragging around now, but if I click on my right mouse key, the label will snap right to the end of that leader line. And then as soon as I do that, the second, or profile 2, comes up. It wants me to put a label there, so I hit the left mouse key. And maybe come down, left mouse key. Maybe I can go here and go right mouse key. Gotta have a steady hand here, no coffee in the morning. Okay, and then I hit the right mouse key, and then it puts that label there. Alright, so here is profile point number 1. Let's say I just want it here. I can left mouse click and then right mouse click, and then it'll appear right there. So there's my 3 labels for those 3 profile points. And then what I do is I would make a screen dump of this and just put that into my PowerPoint presentation. Or if you wanted to put this on the top of your graphical text report, you can do that as well. So it is pretty nice to see what those labels are, or what you've called them in your SAT file. Say you did want to get rid of those though. Say I didn't like the position on those, or those features I don't want to use. You can just go up to the View menu, Labels, Remove Labels. Okay, if I click on that, it asks me, are you sure you want to do this? Say yes, of course that's what I want to do. So that gets rid of those labels. Okay, here's one thing to make a note of those. Once you've got those 3 labels in there, I'll do that again. View, Labels, Create Labels. Grab all 3 and hit OK. And then I'm just going to left mouse click, then right mouse click. It's kind of quick here, just to put these labels back in. Okay, now here's one thing. If I wanted to, say I wanted to scroll in and scroll out maybe, just to show more, I can't grab one of those labels and move it to adjust it to the screen that I'm shooting on. So what I usually like to do is get the screen in the view that's appropriate for the PowerPoint presentation, or for the area of concern, and then I start putting my labels on, because I know when I scroll out or I go in, I won't have the ability to move them around. Okay, so just make sure of that before you commit to putting the labels on. The other thing is, say I've got those labels on. I'll hit a save here a second. The labels are part of the SAT file. What happens though is, say I went out of CAM2, this and out of that. Say all of a sudden it went back into CAM2. As it fires that back up here. Alright, I'm not connected to an arm, so I see this error here. Say I pull that file back up, that part 30. I just pick it up here. Okay, there's my labels that I put on there before. But say now I wanted to delete those out. So I'll go Labels, Remove Labels. Still asking the question, are you sure you want to remove all the labels? Yes. Hey, what's going on? They're still in there. So that's an issue with the 4.0, is that if you are backing out of CAM2 and you come back into a saved file, you can't delete out the labels by just going under the View, Labels, Remove Labels command. What you physically have to do is go to the Delete, or the trash can here, click on him, and then come down and click on a leader line. Okay, there it found it. There it found Profile 1. So if I click on the name, it doesn't find it. I have to actually click on the leader line. Okay, there it found the label 3. Same here. There it found the profile for number 2. Okay, so you can click on those and then hit the right mouse key to delete them out. You can't go under the View, Labels, Remove Labels command after you've gone out of that SAT file and come back in. Okay, so just remember that if you need to, say you needed to move them to a different location or put a different view on your screen here for those labels. So play around with that. You can also play around with changing the fonts of your labels when you put them out there. Go ahead and play around with the font scaling or the font size and font type with your labels. And again, it makes it great for a PowerPoint presentation or any kind of a presentation where you've got to hand out the labels, or what you're calling all of your measured feature data.